Hi guys and girls, and welcome to another episode of Kook Shed, a YouTube channel where I share tips and advice and things I've picked up along the way as a surfer and a bodyboarder that might help you and help you get more out of your surf time, have more fun, and that's what it's all about. So today we're talking about a little flipper trick that I've picked up. It's a bit of a no-brainer, it's nothing special, but it might come in handy for you. So let's go. Now what I've got here is some old limited edition fins. Now they've got a drainage hole here. Now a lot of flippers have this style drainage hole. It's based off the old Churchill design, and many other flippers have this style drainage hole. This tip isn't going to work if you've got drainage holes here, down here, or a similar style that's going to let the water out if the fin stands vertical like this. It's just for flippers that have a drainage hole which is a little bit up the foot pocket. So what I found when I'm surfing beaches, when I get back to the car and get out of my wetsuit, there's still sand on my feet. Now you might have to be somewhere after you surf, you might have to put shoes and socks on, and you might not be at a beach that has a beach shower or a tap or something where you can rinse your feet off. So what I've found is when I get out of the water, when I take my fins off, I get a bit of water and keep it in the fins. Now I know a lot of people take their fins off and empty the water and sand out. That's fine, but I've just found if you take your fins off while you're still just on the water's edge there, and you allow a little bit of water to get in there, or you can even scoop some water in just before you go, or after you've taken them off, then you can take that water up to the car or up to wherever you're getting changed and use it to rinse your feet off. Now it sounds like a basic no-brainer sort of tip, but it comes in really handy, especially, like I said, if there's no running water around to rinse your feet off, and you've got to put your shoes back on or get back in the car or something, and you don't want to be covered in sand. That's just a nice easy tip. So I've cut these flippers for drop knee. I've cut the tips off. See, a lot of the Churchill design foot pockets are going to have a larger blade that's asymmetrical here. So this technique works good with a more rounded fin edge, but if you've still got a Churchill design with the long tip, and you still can stand them up in the sand or balance them. You can figure out how to balance them. I'll just lean them against a slope or something, so to counteract that angle of the blade. Is anything to just you could even, I don't know, put them on a branch or something, I don't know, whatever. Just anything to keep them vertical, so that they keep that water sitting in the bottom there, so that when you're finished getting changed, getting out of your wetty, you can just quickly tip one out at the base of the ankle on the top of your foot, and it'll just sort of wash off most of the sand. Conveniently enough, that much water out there in the foot pocket is about enough to just sort of wash most of the sand off your feet, and then you can use a towel to sort of brush off or dry your feet, so they'll be pretty clean to put shoes and socks back on, or get in the car or wherever you need to go. So yeah, I've found that that's actually pretty handy if you can remember to just get a bit of water in them, or keep the water in them that happens when you're getting your flippers off, provided that it's not too sandy, yeah, it works wonders. Now it's mainly a beach oriented tip. Like you could do this at a reef break when you finish at a reef break, but there's not really much sand in the water at most reef breaks, so you don't really need this tip as much there, unless maybe there's I don't know, like a dirt track you've got to walk up once you get out off the rocks and something like that. Well then sure, scoop a bit of water, but I found at most reef breaks when you come in, you rarely sort of want to hang around near the water's edge there and scooping water into your fins, because you're trying to get out of the way of the waves and get up the rocks and, you know, get out of the way of trouble. So it's mainly a beach break tip, but I found it's pretty handy, and yeah, I think if you remember to do that, you'll always have a little bit of water on hand to rinse your feet, and away you go. So that's it, nice and quick one today. If you've got any similar tips, small little things you picked up along the way that you think might be handy for me and everyone else, let me know. If you found this helpful to you at all, hit like. If there's any questions or something I might have forgotten, leave a comment below. And if you want to see more tips and advice and techniques and board reviews and whatever I come up with, just hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Kook Shed. Thanks for dropping in. Catch ya.